our home team.
Yeah, yeah. Right, let's start this broadcast. Let's get that up. Okay, there we go. Welcome to CWC's F3. No, that was yesterday. F1 race in Bahrain, round 3. We're missing a couple of the VSR boys today because they're off on a rescheduled race, as well as a couple of others that couldn't make it today, which is unfortunate. But we do also have 2 seats free, so anyone that watches this or jumps in, please feel free to spread the word. It's Bahrain, tricky track, a lot of quick guys in today, so it'll be interesting to see what the strategies are. There was some confusion with the strategies in the F2 race. A lot of people deciding to qualify on the super softs, which I find crazy, because it's just so difficult to get the mediums to survive to the end of the race after using the super softs. But I'm not really sure what these guys can do with the super softs, so we'll see how it goes. What's your Bahrain experience? I know you missed the F3 race, Kollaa, but what have you been like around Bahrain?
Yeah, it's a difficult track. It has some hard braking corners where you can do some overtaking. Turn 1, obviously. You got that difficult left-hander that's downhill just before the back straight, and the second DRS zone. So and of course you have that long right-hander. If you just look at the curve the wrong way, it will spin you around. So it's yeah, it got some tough corners. I like the track, but yeah, and of course it's at night, so everything looks better.
Yeah, the thing with that long right-hander as well, like I found that even if you take it too narrow, you hit the curb and spin. If you take it too wide, you can hit the curb and spin. You know, either way, you seem to hit a curb and spin. So you gotta really be careful. Yeah, going around that took me out in my first ever league race was in Bahrain, and about lap 20 on the mediums at that point. Yeah, I was a casualty to that corner. It's a tough one. Mathis though, 125.9, already almost about 8/10 quicker than the fastest lap in F2. Yes, that's a really good lap from Rafa on the super softs. Like I said, I imagine he's going to come back out on the softs later on in this session. I can't imagine those guys wanting to stay out on those tyres. Would be far too difficult. Far too difficult.
Yeah, and especially with only 12 drivers starting the race, there's obviously less traffic to go through if you have or if you start on the harder compounds.
Yeah, I mean, I know sometimes it's viable to, you can get a quick enough medium time in. You can start on the mediums. A couple of guys did it in an Invictus race that I was in and ended up doing really well. But those mediums are terrible. I mean, they are at the best of times, but around Bahrain, they're disgusting to drive around a track on.
Yeah, and you saw on the F3 race yesterday, all the guys in the top 3 started below 10th, didn't they? And went long, so only one
Yeah, I
started.
think there was one guy that was in. I think he started 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that goes to show if, and I think a lot of the top guys went for the super softs. But yeah, I think the PWD drivers, they both were outside the top 10 or outside the top 9 or something. So Zach also setting a pretty quick lap, but that's in comparison, that's a really quick lap from Rafa, 125.9. I think that beats my TT time by a good margin. And the best soft I could do is sort of mid 126, something. So super soft time. Sorry, yeah. So that's a really quick time. Still yet to see Plexix. So Plexix is out. Samu's still in the pits. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world given the amount of drivers to start. 11th on the mediums. That wouldn't be a terrible strategy.
Yeah, I actually tried to do that on Sunday, and of course the game wouldn't let me choose the hardest tire to do a one-stop in Mexico. It chose a two-stopper for me, but yeah, 11 drivers starting 11th. That's actually not bad.
No, not at all. And obviously you could, if you do start 11th on the mediums, a fresh set of mediums, there is potential to grab the super softs towards the end of the race. So it's a bit more of a tricky strategy, but if you do start 11th, it's probably the only position where you can get away with it and have a kind of respectable time. You're saying the PWD racing, Harry was in 14th, Partridge was actually in 7th. So still though, coming back from 14th, I think Harry got the P2. That's a great turn of events for him to grab the P2 from 14th.
Yeah, so Rafa's now out on the soft tires. Zach is still going on the supers, and Mathis is also out on the softs.
Yeah, I just also taken a look at medium pilot's time, a 127 dead on the mediums. So that's a really good time to set on the mediums. A really good time.
Mathis in the wall.
Mathis in the wall sector.
Yeah, that's just before the DRS zone on the back straight, I would guess.
Has he managed to come off there then?
Or did he just start his lap? I'm not sure. Something wheel related, maybe?
I've not managed to find anything. He's set a 126.6 on the softs, I'd imagine that is going to drop, but still a pretty respectable time. That is unfortunate though. That's not gonna. He's not gonna stay in P3. That's for sure. So waiting for medium pilot and Jonas to come out. Old school is out on the super softs. Onyx sliding around on a set of mediums. Still unsure at this point about who is actually going to start on the softs and who's going to start on the mediums. At the moment there's still 5. Oh sorry, yeah, Mathis was actually on the softs, so his time was set on the super softs.
Yeah, and Rafa did manage to improve his time on the softs as well. So he stays quickest on the super softs.
Yeah, there's Rafa may, because I think you only get one set of softs, don't you? So
yeah,
he may come in and go back out on the softs again, or have a cool down lap and try again. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't think you want to be keeping those super softs as your time. We got, yeah, 5 in the top 6 currently still all have their quickest laps in the super soft. So Zach currently going around on his set of super softs. I'm imagining he's going to come in for those softs. Although Medium Pilot is currently out on the super softs.
Sam with the Pedo is rounding the last corner on softs now. Let's see what time he can pull off. He looked a bit wide in a couple corners.
P7.
Yeah, he's 7th.
Not bad. Assuming he's going to want one more run out on those softs again. Might do a cool lap and then try again. Old school on the softs. Yeah, Medium Pilot's come in. He went out on the super softs. He's come back in. Not deciding to set a time. I'd imagine going to go and put on the softs, hopefully.
Yeah, and you have, let's see, Loremans and Onyx Mare, they've done 4 and 5 laps on the mediums. Plexit's done 3. They've just been dialing in their car at the moment and probably going softs for their second or their fast run.
Yeah, you would imagine so. Unless any of these guys are absolute wizards in saving their tyres, I cannot see anyone deciding to do the super soft and medium strategy. Jorrit tried it in the F2 race and did relatively well. He still finished P3 due to probably some errors behind him more than anything. But so it's doable. But his tyres looked horrendous at the end of the race. I mean, he was sitting in P1 but just couldn't keep that pace for the last 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, Samu just made it back to the pits.
Samu coming in.
Got 5 minutes remaining and everybody's in the pits.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see what whatever tyre comes out next is going to be final tyre. That looked like 2 McLarens on their way out, both with soft tyres on.
Yeah. Only super soft running guys now looks like Zach and Old School, if they don't, and Rafa, if they don't change again just before they go out.
Yeah, there's was that a Williams on its way out, a Renault on its way out, Ferrari on its way out. Looking like they've put on the looks like we got a lot of soft tyres on track now. The only one Old School is on supers.
Yeah.
But it looks like everyone else is on softs. So Old School, what was his best? Yeah, I mean his best was on the supers as well. So he may have committed himself to supers unless he's. There should be enough time for him to come back in if he's just having a mess around with people. Maybe actually. So yeah, it's just him on the super softs, which is risky bet. I don't think that's the best choice, personally. So Lormans was the first of the McLarens to cross the line, so it looks like he's going to be setting the first final stint. Currently sits down in P10, having set a lap on the mediums, so yeah, he's definitely got more time there. It'll be interesting to see what sort of lap he can pull together. This is where the pressure lies on this final lap. Almost going drifting into the first hairpin, coming out onto that very tricky corner just before the straight, the DRS straight. It's an awkward corner to get right. Coming onto that tricky, fast right-hander, being sure not to clip the inside curb. Looking pretty good, flat out. Samster retired, sector
Probably
3.
crashed.
Samster bows out in sector 3. Not quite sure where that was, but Lorman's about to cross the line, goes P5 on the softs, not a bad lap. His teammate crosses the line. Actually, he bailed from that last lap, so he's going for a run now.
Yeah, Rafa's
Zach is on
30
the
seconds
super
into
soft.
this.
Zach's also on the super
Yeah,
soft.
he is.
Interesting. Looks like Old School is going to be the next to cross on his super softs. He's going to want to be right up there if he's on super softs. And it's going to be, it's a P5. Not a bad lap, but he definitely would have wanted to be a little bit further up the grid there. So Plexit.
Yeah, Plexit's he's improving to 4th.
Good lap from Plexits. Yeah, he's the only one in the top 5 to be on the softs. Medium Pilot's about to cross the line in P3.
1:26.3. He's done the exact same time as Zach.
The exact same time as Zach, yeah, on the softs. So that's Rafa. Rafa improving to 125.6 again on the super soft. So we do have a couple of these guys, Zach and Rafa, going for the super soft, maybe to medium. I don't know if the 2 stops a viable option. Jonas is out. Not sure what's happened to Jonas, or if he's just bailed. Lorman's I'd imagine it's just stopped. We have quite a few guys retiring, having done their final lap. I think that's everyone. That's going to be
like
the grid.
Rare Spot is starting on the mediums. Did Zach improve?
No, I think he's still P2. I don't know if he went for a second hot lap there or not. Risky though if you do, because he don't want to wear his tyres down even more. He's going to be starting on the super softs. So if you want to take away the qualifying results there, Coloman.
Starting on pole, we got the German Rafa. Number 2 is Zach. Medium Pilot is starting on 3rd. He's the first of the soft runners. Mathis is number 4. Number 5, Plexits. Number 6, Lormans. Old School 7. Onyx Mare 8. Jonas 9. Sam of the Pedo 10. Samster 11. And Expert Spud, he's starting 12th. And Zach actually improved by 3/10 on his last lap.
I did improve. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still feel like Medium Pilot is in the best position.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Something similar happened in the last race with Dane, who was the only one to qualify. I can't remember where. It was maybe about 4th. But he was the only one on the soft tyre, and obviously he ended up winning. So yeah, I feel like that soft to medium is the slightly quicker strategy. But we'll see how it goes. Zach's very quick, very consistent. Rafa's very quick. Not sure about his consistencies. I've not seen him obviously race too much, but if anyone's capable of pulling off a quick super soft to medium time, it's these F1 guys. Looked like Rafa actually almost lost it there at the start of that then.
So Sam's to run 11th, he's chosen the mediums, and where's Bud in 12th, he starts on the softs. So he didn't choose his to go on mediums on starting from the back.
So from what you've seen of these F1 guys so far, give me a top 3. What do you reckon's gonna happen?
Let's see. I think medium pilot. He's my favorite to win this. And if the race goes to plan, I would say Plex hits 2, and yeah, maybe a fight between the McLarens for the last podium position.
Ooh, McLarens for the last podium. Interesting.
Yeah, obviously everybody's on the softs. And I would guess that that strategy is overpowering the super softs. But let's see. It's always a gamble, and yeah, these guys are so fast. It's going to be a fun race.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think medium pilot, if he gets a clean start, it's his to lose. But I feel like Rafa and Zach may be in there for maybe the 3rd place. Potentially, maybe Plexit's coming up there to take P2. We'll see how it goes. You've got 3, 4, 5 lights and the super awkward pause. And away we go. It's a relatively slow start from Rafa. Zach's immediately past him. It looks like medium pilot is also going to get around him. Guys swaying all over the place. It's a great start from Zach, though. Rafa's fighting back. Medium pilot ended up losing out. I thought he was going to take P2. Plexits finds himself in P3. It's a great start from Plexit. So the 2 Ferraris getting absolutely lightning starts.
Oh, and Sam of the Piro has spun. He's at the back of the field.
Ooh, spin, early spin. We got Rafa and Zach going toe to toe on those supers, but Plexit's the big winner here on the softs in P3. Medium pilot right behind the back of Rafa, so medium's actually lost a couple of spots there, but still in a pretty good position on those softs. Onyx. I didn't see what happened to Onyx. I don't know if there was some contact with Samu or...
Yeah, it looked like there weren't enough room for the midfield and the guys coming from the back. So I think they just ran out of room, and Samu got spun around, but looks like everybody else is okay.
Looks like we have no pits though, which means hopefully no damage. Rafa's managed to take his place back on the straight, but we've got the Ferraris both sitting in 2 and 3. Plexix, in my view, is the big winner, sitting on the soft tyres. Something going on in sector 1. Oh, that's Weirspud. Weirspud spinning as well. The 2 Mercedes looked like he might have spun in a similar spot to Samu.
Yeah, we have a great battle between medium pilot and Mathis going toe to toe and side by side into the DRS zone.
Yeah, still pretty close between these 2 guys as well as the top 2. A little bit of a gap forming from Plexix naturally. Plexix being on a slightly slower tyre. Old School looking like he's about to come and join this party as well as Lawmans, and Samster. All these guys really close still. We might see an overtake or two on this straight. Medium's going to be looking to get into the slipstream of Mathis.
Yeah, Mathis going all out on his ERS for defense and defense the inside line.
Yeah, it's paid off, but Medium Pilot's still right on the back.
Ooh, switch back and forth. Really close.
Oh, he got a good exit. It looked like a bit of a slide from Mathis. So Medium finally getting his way through the pack. So now he's on. He's going to be coming onto the back of Plexits, and if I'm not mistaken, DRS has been activated now. Has it been activated, or is it next lap?
Yeah. No, it's been activated. So the whole midfield have the DRS on this lap.
Yeah. Yeah, this guys, we've got a good sort of pack from Plexits down to Jonas, really. Everyone's still within DRS zone there. Onyx having a good little battle with Jonas, who runs wide. They're just kind of trailing on the back of this pack here. Looks like Onyx is going to get by, and he does.
Yeah, Medium Pilot closing in on Plexus, but too far behind to launch an attack into turn 1. Gets a good drive out of turn 3. Just shows his nose.
Ooh, McLaren of Lawmans going for a dive on the inside of Old School, makes it stick. Good driving from both those guys. So Lawmans moves up into P6. Medium Pilot really close into the back of Plexus now. Medium's, he's going to be looking for potential overtake. You know, Plexus
it's almost pushing out into the straight.
Yeah, well, no DRS as well for Plexus, so
it should be an easy inside move.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, what's
Plexus
happened?
hanging on the outside. Gets the inside for the next.
Plexus hanging on well, but it's a bit of a mistake from Medium. He seemed to come too far on the inside and hit that curb, slowed him down.
And Jonas is spun around. Looks like some front wing damage.
Ooh,
yeah, he's lost his front wing, so he has to pit.
No front wing. Yeah. Unsure what
Medium's now on the inside into turn 1. And he's made his move on Plexus.
Yeah,
He'll start to hunt down the top 2.
Felt like that was coming, judging by his pace in qualifying. He's clearly got the speed around Bahrain, that's for sure, and that puts him in a strong position in this race, I feel. Zach and Rafa, I'm going to assume they're going to pit around lap 8. That's around the time I would expect myself to pit on these tyres. These guys might be able to take it a lap longer, maybe. We have a little bit of a gap starting to open between some of these guys now. The McLarens and the Haas of Jonas really losing out. Not a great start. It's a shame. Jonas had a pretty good opening race. I think he picked up a P6, maybe 6th or 7th. But not going his way at the moment. Lawmans is not letting Mathis get away. Mathis being on the quicker tyre as well.
And medium pilots run the fastest lap.
Ooh, Onyx.
Speeding in the pit lane and pitting already on the softs. So maybe had damage. Let's see if they change his front wing. Yeah, he's got a front wing change.
That could have been something to do with why Chionis pitted as well, because I knew those guys were quite close, I think.
Yeah.
So they could have had a small altercation somewhere. Really impressed with Medium's pace. I mean, he's gaining on Zach and Rafa. Zach's done well to not let Rafa get too far out of his grasp, but Medium Pilot is almost within DRS range now.
Yeah, he should have DRS down the pit straight if he can keep his pace. Yeah, 8/10 behind. And Zach dropping a couple of tenths compared to Rafa as well.
Yeah, I would imagine this time next lap, if Zach doesn't come in, Medium Pilot's gonna be within that DRS zone range enough to go for the overtake. I'm not sure if he's going to quite have it. And this stroke got a yellow sector. That looks like Onyx. Onyx slowed right down. And Chionis is caught back up with Onyx. Yeah, I think Onyx made an error on the fast right-hander. So a couple of guys struggling. He has just put on those mediums, and those mediums are terrible when you need a couple of laps to kind of get them in the groove. Oh, medium has gone.
Makes move before the long right-hander, and he's in front. Let's see if Zach comes into pit now.
Yeah, you can see that graining
He's
on
going wide.
Yeah, on Zach's tyres, his front left. See, it wouldn't surprise me if he comes in now. Like I said, I think 8's about the max you can go. Rafa is going to stay out. Zach is also going to stay out, so possibly one more lap. Samster picking himself up a time penalty. Lawman's making a move on Mathis. So Lawman's also showing pretty good pace on these softs. Also have Samster, who Samster start on the mediums.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he finds himself in a fairly strong position as well. He's going to be really fast at the end of this race.
Yeah, and if he can pass Mathis as well, it's looking really good for him.
Yeah, very good. I mean, he's gonna, he's got a potential sort of P5 situation going on here now. So yeah, Samster could be in for a really good race, and he doesn't pick up any more penalties. He's already picked up one. Pilot finds himself 1.5 seconds behind Rafa, who Rafa's tyres are also looking pretty shot. So we're on lap 8. This is my prediction for when they come in. Not sure if he's able to stretch them. One more lap. We have Force India.
Looks like Mathis and maybe Samster have it coming together. Mathis spinning.
So Samster's looks like he survived it. I mean, Mathis is also on a really shot pair of
Rafa and Zach is in the pits.
So it looks like they're both sticking on, the mediums. So it's going to be a really long stint for these guys. We've got another Force India coming in. Yeah, that's Mathis. No front wing change, so there was no damage, whatever happened. Sticking on set of mediums. So it's just old school at the moment on this set of super softs. He's brave, taking it to lap 9. So they have all come in on lap 8, as I said, the guys on the super softs.
Yeah, old school. His driving style might be easier on the tires than some of the other guys. He last race in Australia, he went a couple laps further than everybody else on the harder tires as well. So his driving style might conserve the tires a lap or two more.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, he did do well in Australia to keep the tyres going for as long as he did. So yeah, it could well be. I would imagine he's surely got to come in. His tyres are looking bad on this lap. So after lap 10, we have Medium Pilot sitting at the top on these soft tyres in a pretty strong position. Rafa came in, provisional pole, currently sits in 7th. He's just gone onto the mediums, so it's going to be interesting to see where Medium Pilot comes out once he comes in for his pit. Plexit's P2, also on the softs, as well as Lawman's P3. He's doing really well so far this race. And Samster, now he's starting on started on the mediums, so it's going to be interesting to see how the race plays out for Samster, because I mean he's only what 9 seconds behind Medium Pilot, and he started on the medium, so and he's going to be quick at the end of this race, so could see a surprise from Samster towards the end of this race.
Yeah, looks like he's gaining some small tenths or hundredths on Lorman's. So, do you know what the pit window is for the soft tires?
I think it's about 12. I think 12, 13. I think it's, yeah, I think like 12 to 14 seems to be, depending on how you race on the tires. I think is the window. Yeah, I mean 13 leaves you what, 16 laps.
Rafa does a new fastest lap of the race on his new mediums. He's 22 seconds behind Medium Pilot right now, so and he's taking a 10th or through just this last lap.
Yeah, he needs to do that to ensure he comes out. I'm not sure what the pit time is for a pit stop here. Obviously, I know it's around 20 seconds, but I'm not sure exactly how long it takes. I don't know if Medium Pilot's within the pit window at the moment or not. But Samster seems to be he's doing well for time. I can genuinely see Samster being a bit of a surprise at the end of this race. Not maybe for a podium, but well, I mean, yeah, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's still about 9 seconds behind, so he's not losing any time, which is good. He's staying around the same. Samu's coming into the pits. Rafa's setting fastest time, so Rafa's trying his best to not lose any time or get undercut.
And Samu came out just ahead of Mathis after the pit stops. And Mathis is all over the back of him with his tires already warm, 3 laps older than Samu's.
Yeah, he goes on the inside.
Let's see.
Samu getting a pretty good exit himself, and he's bit of contact. Mathis running into the back. Mathis, I don't think he's picked up any wing damage, so something going on in sector 1.
And medium Plexits and Lormans is all on the pits.
Yeah, so lap 13.
And let's see, Plexit's down into turn 1 right now, so he's back in the lead. And yeah, medium has passed Zach and the overcut, or the
So medium, managed to stay in front of Zach. Not quite managed to do an undercut on Rafa. Actually ended up losing some time to Rafa. So Samster currently about 12, just under 12 seconds in front of Rafa. Needs to do his pit yet, so he'll probably come out around 5th if he can put some good laps together. But he is going to be quicker towards the end of this race. Got to remember that.
And X Spud, he's retired. Did he crash somewhere? And Zach is past medium on the DRS on the back of the circuit.
Yeah, interesting. So Zach obviously on the he's 4 laps old, those mediums, so they're going to be well worn in and nicer to drive on. But I would imagine Zach's medium's not going to give that place up too quickly.
And I have that tire glitch on my screen, so on the standings, medium's on or medium is on medium, but in my picture he's on the softs, but yeah, the standings the correct or showing the correct tire, I guess.
Yeah, it's a weird one, that that glitch. It can be a little bit confusing when you're commentating on it, but he is on the medium tyre. Medium is on the medium. Onyx with a 3-second time penalty.
I wonder what happened to Spud. He didn't look comfortable at all during this race. He set up 139 in qualifying, and yeah, not having a race to remember.
Yeah, he does seem to have been struggling this whole time. He spun it a couple of times at the start of this race. So yeah, I don't know if it was a dodgy setup or what, but medium has flown back past Zach on the straight with the help of DRS. So both Ferraris finding themselves in 4th and 5th, with both Toro Rossos finding themselves in 2nd and 3rd. Rafa, however, is theoretically in 1st place. We still need Samster to pit, who is losing time to Rafa at the moment.
Onyx Mare spinning again.
Onyx, another spin. That looks like the right-hander.
Yeah.
Another spin for Onyx, so he's also been struggling. He is on the fresher set of medium. Oh, yeah, well,
yeah, he just
Onyx,
retired.
Onyx not happy with his setup there. So Cabs saying he says he just sucks. Oh, you don't, Cabs. It looked like you just had a bit of a dodgy race. It's unfortunate. Onyx. I mean, I know Onyx is a good driver, quick driver, so, but he's just been struggling around this track this evening. I know. I know Cabs, aka Wisp, but he's always been kind of borderline F2 and F1. He's had a few chats with me about whether he's right in F1. I feel like he definitely has the pace. He's had some good results. Well,
Yeah, he's pretty new on the wheel as well. So I mean, if he sticks to the wheel, and his time will improve a lot as Samster is coming in at the start or at the end of lap 16.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he comes out. I'm not sure.
Puts on the softs.
Said about 5th or 6th. But
Norman's gone by.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he's going to come out in front of Old School. Yeah, so 6th place for Samster, 4.5 seconds behind Lawman's. So that's pretty good. I mean, he's on the softs now, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of damage Samster can do on the soft tyres as the guys on the mediums start to wear out. However, those guys on the mediums, Plexits and Lawmans, they're not that old, those medium tyres, so it's going to be a bit of a mission for Samster to actually make loads of ground, because towards the end of this race it's probably Samster who's going to be slower than Lawmans and Plexits. So medium pilot very slowly taking some time away from Rafa. It was about 3.5 a few laps ago. So hanging around 3 now.
Yeah, looking at the top 5, it's looking like Rafa is trying to gain back some ERS. He's by far the guy with the least ERS saved up, so he probably needs to save some ERS for when medium joins the back of him.
Yeah, he seems to have been cruising around at medium ERS. Well, I know he's just bumped it up to 3, but yeah, the other guys have definitely been saving more than he has. So yeah, he could probably do with savings done, because he is losing time the way he's driving at the moment. So, well, there you go. He's just bumped it down to 0. He's probably going to be better off maybe going a lap or two on 0 and getting that ERS stored right up.
Yes, Samster does the fastest lap of the race by looked like 8 tenths, or no, actually just 3. 3 tenths quicker than medium pilot's fastest time.
It's now down to 2.3 for medium pilot, so he's definitely closing. Rafa still not, well, he saved a little bit, but medium still doing well. It's kind of just hang around 60% zone. Samster setting a fastest lap as well in the process. He's not taking too much time out of Lawman's though. He's taking a little bit, but not as much as maybe he would have liked. Question is how rough and tough are these two guys going to be? Toro Rosso teammates. I'm going to give it maybe three laps, maybe less, and a medium pilot's going to be right on Rafa.
Yeah, we can see Zach is falling back every lap as well. And you have Plexits coming into the team battle there as well. So we have.
Well, yeah, you got the two guys who started on the Super Softs. You know, they've both run 11 laps on those mediums. So Plexits and Medium Pilot are both going to have an advantage in the coming laps in terms of the pace on those medium tires being four or so laps newer. Which is pretty much exactly what happened in, you know, the F2 race. These guys who have started on the softs being much quicker towards the end of this race and just pinching a few places at the end. Samster's also taken about 8 tenths out of Lawman's for a potential P5 position there. Jonas is in the pits. It looks like he's got a... Looks like he's stuck. We might have...
Yeah, that's the pit glitch again.
Got a pit glitch for Jonas, which is unlucky. You know, what can you... Yeah, what can you do about that? It's unfortunate. He's guaranteed at least a point.
Yeah.
So that's yeah, that sucks. There's no other word for it. That's, I've been lucky enough to never get hit with that pit glitch, but I can imagine it's pretty frustrating, especially when you've gone 22 laps in a race, just for it to kind of end through a glitch. Samu has been making some ground on Old School. His tyres are 2 laps fresher. He's well within DRS range now, so it's going to be a fight for P7. Samster now coming up to DRS range. He's 1.3, 1.4 seconds behind.
Mediums being the same. 1.1 seconds behind Rafa.
Yeah, medium pilot very close to the back of Rafa. Another lap, and I think he's going to be on the back of Rafa if it continues this way. Zach managing to keep that 2 and a bit second gap from Plexit, so Plexit's not making much time on Zach at the moment, but those mediums in 3 laps or so will start to degrade quite quickly.
Both Toro Rossos are using all their battery going down the pit straight. Sam locking up in turn 1, trying to show his nose to Old School and try to force him to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's going to be looking on the inside here. Oh, Old School doing well, giving each other plenty of space. Oh, that looked worse than it was. Bit of a glitch on my screen there.
Yeah, a bit of lag there. It's mediums now, 0.7 seconds behind. He'll have DRS going down the pit straight.
So we're going to depend on if Rafa can just get a clean exit out of this corner. I don't think he'll be able to quite reach him in time. Yeah, he's not quite going to have it, but he's going to be looking in that second DRS zone for an opportunity. So right on the back of him, Plexits has slowly been starting to tick away some time now as well. So Zach could also be in trouble from his teammate. Sam's right on the back of Lawman's coming onto the main straight, so Sam's just going to have a good chance here for an overtake.
Yes,
oh no, sorry, not on the main straight, I'm well off. Ignore everything I just said. But he is coming up to the second DRS straight, where he's going to have a good opportunity.
As Sam Rapido just completed his pass on Old School as well, into turn 1.
So we're starting to see some of the effects of those older mediums now. See if Samster's gonna have a go on the main straight, just going into that awkward right-hander.
Medium saved up about almost 30% more battery power coming into the last corner.
It looks like medium's still saving though. Medium's actually is on 0.
Yeah, he's saving.
He's turned it off, so he's gonna go for a big attack. And seriously crank the pace up, whereas Rafa seems to be using it all up, just trying to defend medium pilot. So it shows medium pilot's definitely winning the pace battle at the moment. Samster still not able to get past Lawman's just yet. Still hanging around the back of him. Old School's not giving up his place to Samu either. Still relatively close. Sam still wants a good exit into this awkward little turn onto the second straight. Second DRS straight, and he didn't get the best of exits at all, so he's not going to have much of an opportunity there.
Yeah, medium pilot, he's barely using his ERS coming down the...
Yeah, he's going to have a go
turned
at
it
this
off now.
straight, I think. Yeah, he's looks like he's going for an attack. He knows he's within range. DRS open, he's on overtake, and it looks like it's going to be relatively straightforward. Rafa keeps his line, and if medium can get a nice tight turn in, which he does, medium makes it stick. I feel like that was an inevitability, and Samster also has a go at Lorman's side by side.
Inside for turn 2, and he's passed. Oh, medium pilot's got a penalty now.
Interesting, 3-second time penalty. He's got 3 laps to open up a gap. Getting a little bit interesting at the end. He has almost already opened up a second, so
yeah. Rafa has 2 warnings from lap 1 and 3, so he's only 1 warning away, but he's been driving clean for the last 20 laps, or 23 laps. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's so I mean, medium pilot's already 1.2 seconds. So he, you know, if Rafa needs to get on the phone to Jeff and let him know what the deal is. Although Rafa's tyres are looking quite a bit more shot than mediums are. I'm not convinced Rafa's going to be able to hang on. Yeah, John is saying in the chats, what a fun game. Still sitting in the pits there. Yeah, that's unfortunate that Jonas. Not much I can say apart from sorry. You never want to see that happen. So we've got 2 laps to go. Rafa down to 1.6 seconds. Medium pilot
now, and
oh yeah,
the arrest range of Zach.
So Zach's going to be under pressure. 2 laps to go. I don't think I've seen anyone pick up a time penalty. Yeah, John is saying that even his pit crew has left him there, which they have. His pit crew has gone back in the pits. Left his car there.
Plex, it's they both have 2 warnings, Zach and Plexus.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, Zach's tyres are going to be absolutely, and Rafa's are going to be absolutely knackered. They're going to be doing 20 laps. Plexus is going to have a good opportunity here on the start-finish straight. Yeah, he's gone attacking, flaps open. Zach's gone really defensive. Zach is going to have the inside line. Just about keeping it clean. Good driving. Zach gets a bit of desync there. Looked like he was very close to the back of Plexus. He backed off though.
And if Lormans can keep within 3 seconds of Samster, he will jump him on penalties as well. Lormans only have 1 warning, and Samster's on 1 penalty and 2 warnings. So
interesting, yeah.
Mediums opened up a gap to 2.6 seconds now.
Yeah, as I said, I knew Samster would get by, but Lormans was on a better strategy, so Samster's not going to be able to pull much of a gap. All sector 2.
That's Mathis off the track.
Yeah, Mathis also struggling this race.
Yeah, he's actually the big position loser. He's dropped 5 positions down to 9th. And Samster is the big winner with gaining 6 places.
So yeah, medium's just hit. He's gone over the 3-second mark.
Yeah.
He just needs to keep it clean, basically. I say that, Rafa.
And he just lost 4 tenths, 5 tenths almost.
Lost a lot of time. This is the final lap. This is going to be close. It looks like Rafa, he's pumped. Both of them have pumped all their ERS into this final lap.
Yeah, but Rafa's really gaining on this one.
Rafa might pip this.
2.4.
Yeah, he's
medium.
He's pumped absolutely everything into this final lap. 2.6. Medium pilot's going to cross the line, but I think Rafa is... He does.
Yeah.
By 6 tenths. Rafa takes P1. Plexit's crossing the line from Zach. Yeah, Lorman's getting back his position on Samster.
Yep.
Old School and Samu very close. I don't know penalties for these two guys. Ooh, Samu almost losing it. Old School's going to cross the line first. Yeah, those positions stay the same. Mathis still picking up points, finishing the race in style.
And Jonas can finally retire in the pits.
And Jonas retires in the pits. So yeah, interesting start and an interesting finale. I thought Medium Pilot was going to take that and keep the 3 seconds. Jonas just 10 laps behind, pretty close. So well done from Rafa. I did expect Medium Pilot. I pinned him to win the race, but Rafa managed to turn it up at the end.
Yeah, and making the unexpected strategy to work.
Yeah, the Super Softer Mediums was the winner in the F1 race, which I found interesting. I wouldn't have. Old School also saying you doubted the SS to medium. Yeah, I completely did. I didn't expect him to pull that back, but if Kollaa, you want to take us through the final positions.
Yeah, our winner by penalties is Rafa. Number 2, Medium Pilot, completing the podium, Plexits. Number 4, we have Zach. Lorman's number 5, Samster 6. Old School stays in 7th. Samu, he's up into 8th. Mathis having a race to forget down in 9th. Jonas, he pitted in 10th. Onyxmare and Verspud completes our 12 drivers.
Yeah, I was unlucky for Jonas. No one likes to see that, but fair play to Rafa for making that strategy work. I did not expect that. Good drive from Medium Pilot. To me, that was the right strategy, but yeah, there we have it. Ferrari's good show from the Ferraris today as well. Picked up some pretty good points. And that about wraps that up. It's been a pretty hectic Tuesday, but it's all done. We'll get the official results in as soon as we can. Remember to send your footage in as soon as you can so we can deal with those situations. And thank you, Kollaa, for joining me again on this F1 race.
Thank you.
and I will see you next week, I guess.
Yep. Sure will.
Ideal. Thank you. See you guys soon.